and restate what this is. When we first did it, I kind of talked about it a little bit, but I'm just going to do the problem and then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. But you are totally going to see this again. Okay, this is going to be a little important statement in your math future. So I don't think there was anyone that had, excuse me, any problem with this. So if like that was what the question was, what would you do with that? So you're just plugging it in, right? And so then, I could give you anything, right? Be frowny face today. That's hair. Okay, it's not a unibrow.
Right.
Right. All right. So, like, what would the answer to that one be? Yeah, two sad face with cool hairdo, plus one, right? So it doesn't really matter what's inside those parentheses. The rule says take that value, plug it in, multiply it by 2, and then add 1 to it at the end. So f of x plus c, what do you do with x plus c? Yeah, you just plug it in. Okay, and so then it's 2 times x plus c, then plus 1. Okay, and so then you should distribute this for 2x plus 2c plus 1. Okay, way too many people had way too much trouble with that. But is that okay? Does that make sense what that is? Nobody has a question? So that was the first common mistake on that problem. The second one was when you subtract f of x, because you guys didn't put parentheses, I would assume is why. And then this is all going to be over c. So a lot of people did the x plus c part right, but then you didn't subtract 2x plus 1 correctly, because what should happen when you subtract them? Like where's the part that people would make a mistake on? Yeah, you got to distribute the negative sign. So then you should have gotten 2x plus 2c plus 1 minus 2x minus 1. And so then if you did it right, then you would have seen, okay, the 2x and the negative 2x cancel, the 1 and the negative 1 cancel, and so then you would be left with 2c over c, and then you can cancel the c's and you're left with 2. Okay, another problem that a lot of people had was trying to cancel random things. So when you're canceling, like if you're reducing a fraction, what are you actually canceling? Factors. How do you know if how do you know if something's a factor? Yeah, so there's no plus or minus in between. So if I wrote a big no on your paper, you were trying to cancel stuff that you have no business canceling. Only factors. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, so now this thing up here, oh no, what's going on? Let's try it again. This thing up here, and this thing is this, right? This is actually just a slope. And so what does your slope formula look like? Or like what do you do to find slope? Change in y over the change in x. So one of the biggest deals that we're gonna, besides plugging this in right, is that you guys have to start seeing this and this as 2 y values that are being subtracted. Does that make sense that these are 2 y values being subtracted? And so then this denominator is the x values being subtracted, but it's already simplified. So if you guys are just looking at the numerator, what is our x values? If you can get that answer from just the numerator. What are the x values of the coordinates that we're finding the slope on? Yeah, right. How do you get those? How do you know those are your x values? Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, like, it seems like it's obvious, but it isn't obvious, right? This is like the main issue people have with functions is they don't really understand what they're looking at. F of x is y. Yeah, I get it, right? But do you really get it, right? So if this was our y values up at the top, then really down here, we had to subtract the two x values. And then the x's end up canceling, and that's just why it's c. So we're talking about, this is a linear function right now, and how do I know that?
Because it's in the form y equals mx plus b.
Because it's in the form y equals mx plus b. And so what is the slope of this? All right, so all over this line, right, if it's linear, forever and ever, if you pick any 2 points that are on that line, what's the slope going to be? 2. And so we picked 2 points on this line. Oh, where's the rest of my stuff? Oh, it's way down here. Or I'll put it right here. Right, these were the 2 points that we picked. We picked x, comma, f of x. And then we picked x plus c, comma, f of x plus c. But they were those just represent any 2 points on that line. So if this is the slope formula, and we did a linear function, doesn't it make sense that every slope everywhere would be 2 on that one? Because that's what we started with, yeah? And so the whole idea of this function up here, wherever it went, this one here, right, is that like c is going to end up being something super, super small. So like maybe you're looking at an x value at 2, and then your c is going to be like 0.0001. And so then what you end up doing is finding a slope of a very small interval, and that'll make sense later on, probably not in this class, but in a different class. So is that okay with everyone? And so, you know, hopefully you figured out by now that if I spend this kind of time on something, you better believe you're going to keep seeing it. Okay? So we're totally going to get this back. In fact, I may just throw these on tests from here on out. Okay? Until you guys all get it right. So start getting them right. Yeah. Right? We're creating a new function, right? And the new function is f plus g. But it's as easy as just adding the two functions together, because that's what this says to do. So really, we're just taking the f function and we're adding the g function to it. All right? Half of math is just substituting the right thing in at the right time. But this is why it's weird. This is why we're getting weird today. Do that for you. And you and you. Not so much for you.
19 to 1.
Seriously?
No 45.
I mean, how many times can I write down what it is? 1937 odd. So then you should simplify. Is there anything we can simplify? No, it's kind of a boring one, but it's still the right answer. Good job. All right. Moving on. We're creating another new function, f minus g. Look at it, they're connected to different things. Makes it difficult. F minus g, right? Write it out. Just like any other time, subtracting can give you problems. But don't let that happen to you, birthday boy. What do you think, buddy? This is my birthday gift to you. You're welcome. Kind of people don't say thank you after a birthday gift. Guess that guy. Yeah. Oh, is that what it is? It's the age. So is that what I got to look forward to? Jasper and Oscar, if you watch this video in 10 years, you better say thank you.
Thank you.
13 years. 13 years. They're young. 13 and 14 years. Oscar, 14 years. You better say thank you. All right. So is there anything else we can do with this one? This is like a silly problem. Is there anything else? No, that's all. That's how awesome this is. Good for me. It's less work for me, more work for you.
Wow.
I did that for your birthday. F times G, it's a new function. And then you're just multiplying these things together. Look at this. I don't know if I've had this much fun in a long time. We can simplify this a little bit. I don't know if it makes sense to, but if you wanted to simplify this, what would you do? Like, what? Well, okay, so you wouldn't FOIL on this, cause really, right, where's my pointer? Right, really, this is like one term, right? Cause of the square root. It is a lightsaber. It's a red lightsaber. I could have got a different, would you rather me get a different lightsaber?
I mean, whichever one you want.
Whatever your favorite. Did you purchase those
Huh?
for extra money?
I got this for free because I was super awesome during a class. And now it costs a lot of money. What?
Is there a purple one?
No, it's green, red, and blue. Blue. So really, you could distribute that. Yeah, it's super cool, because I'm gonna put you guys on the video later on.
Awesome.
This is a video?
Yeah, do you see it recording down at the bottom? It better be recording.
I've seen this video.
Yeah, so like, yeah. So like, how do you think I get my kids to go to sleep? Right? Play math videos for them. That didn't come out the way I wanted it to. Because math is super exciting, probably keeps them up all night. That's why they're so tired in the morning.
Do they retain the information? So will they be like geniuses?
Yeah, well, I don't know, they do pretty good right now. Like Jasper can mostly count to 20, except for some reason he hates like number 8 and 18. He doesn't like those. I think the point is that he knows that he gets like this prize when he gets to 100. I told you guys this, didn't we talk about this?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
really?
never heard.
Yeah. He gets a prize when he gets to 100. So he works out hard. Yeah, they're real kids. They're pictures back there. I didn't just buy those frames with those pictures in it. Or did I? I bet. Right? I'm actually in 2 of them, so you can't like act like those aren't my family. Yeah, they're back there.
You just made a persona. It's just fake people.
Yeah, that's right. My whole house has just like picture frames that are the pictures that are still in there.
You've just hired actors
Yeah.
to make you think that you have a family.
Yeah, and I bring people over. Yeah, they're out of town right now. And they started looking in the backyard. Like, why are you always digging? Don't worry about it. I like to fish. I fish a lot. And in the middle of the night's the best time to find earthworms.
That's true.
You fished in the backyard.
You gotta get a red light.
Yeah.
Red flash.
Well, I don't want them to know that I buried them back there. I mean, God, who would want that? Oh, shoot, I'm recording. Totally, we're strike all of that. It's none of it's real.
This is a joke.
Yeah, no, didn't I tell you how, like, the other day? Oh, no, I didn't get a chance to tell you. No, this is what it's like to get old. Do you guys know who Eddie Money is?
I think.
Probably.
Sing along if you know this one. 2 tickets to paradise. Oh, Madeline, you know it, don't you? Yep. Pack your bags, we'll leave tonight. That's Eddie Money.
Yeah.
What was his other big song, Madeline?
Isn't it Take Me Home Tonight?
Take me home tonight. Yeah, so these are like, yeah.
Mr.
Oh,
Randall
I don't
plays
really
it every
actually
day.
know the next line, but yeah, he
Mr.
does
Randall.
say oh right before. Yeah, you've heard that one before? Yeah, this guy just died, right?
Yeah.
Which is sad, of course, because he's not really that old, but I know he is to you guys. But like this is like one of the first ones I'm like, oh my God, I am getting old, because like that guy I didn't really care for the songs, but they were on the radio all the time. And so like I'm sitting there, like my kids are taking a bath, and I'm like singing the songs. It was the day I found out. And like I'm like, oh man, I'm getting old. And Oscar's like, oh, I'm gonna miss you. And I was like, oh, what? That's ouch. And he totally just went on about his life after he said that. Like, oh, I'm gonna miss you too, bud. But it's not happening like tomorrow. I don't think. Yeah, Eddie Money. What are you gonna do?
I miss Eddie Money.
I know, yeah. Pretty awesome name too. All right, I got that silly cursors in the way. I apologize, Gavin. Is there a Gavin in here? Is that Gavin?
What?
What's that kid's name? Don't you? Isn't there a Gavin Arnett somewhere? Who?
It's Gannon on that.
Him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close enough.
I only know him by Arnett. It doesn't mean that it doesn't display how I feel about you at all.
You call him Brian, it's okay.
Huh?
You call him Brian?
Brian. It wasn't as bad as what I called Island the one day.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens to be on
Do we get these recordings of the
Yeah.
here?
Yeah, you guys, well, I'm posting it on Google Classroom. I got like 75 followers. I actually just got 2 more, by the way. Subscribers, they're subscribers. It's YouTube. It's
That's
subscribers.
how you met on Google.
Oh, that's awesome. How many subscribers do you have?
70 something.
70 something
Yeah,
in
it's all-
total?
Yeah, it's like 75 now or something.
I'll promote your YouTube channel
Nice,
on my Twitch.
Yeah, you get to see math and my kids.
Alright.
Yeah, it's both.
Yeah,
It's like
pretty great.
and our old dog humping the fellow. That's,
Oh,
that's
alright.
the extent of all of my videos.
Are your videos demonetized?
Probably. I don't know what that means, but Chloe. She liked this circular cylindrical pillow, and we had to keep them in the closet because as soon as they were hit the ground, she's like, ah. So there's a video. She just goes to town on it. It was great. It was funny. Chloe is no longer with us. Yeah, she's with Eddie Money. All right, so this is the only one. Get out of your guys' way because, like, I know you guys want to do some math. Stay up late. I don't. It's just like drinking coffee. Don't do it too close to bedtime, or you won't get any sleep. You know what I mean?
Wait, math is like drinking coffee?
Yeah. If you do it too close to bedtime, you won't be able to sleep because you'll be so excited and wound up.
Okay. Usually it's because I can't figure the math out and then I can't go to sleep because it's not.
Because it's in your mind and it's like driving you crazy.
Well, yeah.
So you just go do your homework.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Stress out.
That's what Gary did.
Yeah. Take it from Gavin. He knows.
Sorry.
All right, but this is the only one they talk about. What is the domain? Why would this be the only one that we've done that they care about the domain? Actually, this one would be, there'd be more actually on this one, but.
Because the denominator can be zero.
Yeah, the denominator can be 0, and then actually this one, there's another problem because of the square root. So again, if you're not, please get used to this kind of stuff. We actually want to know what values produce things greater than 0 right there. And I used to do greater than or equal to 0, but since this is in the denominator, we can't have a 0 there either. So actually then the domain is all real numbers so long as it's bigger than 1. Is that okay? So then the other section is basically the same. 27 to 37 is exactly the same, except then at the end you just evaluate it for 3, 0, 2t, 4, 5, and then the combination on the last one. Okay, so you do the same stuff and then you just plug in the values. So is that okay? Do we need to do any more, or do you want me to just stop? I take inaudible mumbling as yes, please stop.